Yo, what's going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to a brand new locals feature match. New format, obviously. Here we are in round 2 for the week. There was no video yesterday because I actually played in 2 locals. And the night before, I didn't have time after I got home to work on a video. It's just, up a lot later than I should testing, I guess. It's just been nothing but nonstop grind in preparation for YCS Hartford. Literally less than a week away at this point, and very, very excited to go and to play. Gonna be a lot of awesome content coming from it, deck profiles and stuff afterwards. Don't really want to upload any profiles beforehand. Got to keep the sauce on the down low, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. But either way, hopping right into the match, here we have Branded Despia on the left versus Adventurer Branded on the right. So yeah, kind of a mirror match, but not really. So we're gonna see the Adventurer deck end up going first here, leading with the field spell, the Branded Theater, and this is going to allow him to fuse with the Dramaturge and the Ad Libitum, and then Dramaturge effectual trigger to summon himself back out. So he has the Dramaturge interruption, and he's just burning for 600, which is not super impactful. That probably could have just been any other fusion. But I mean, let's be honest here. It's probably just not going to be enough. It seems like a very subpar opening here for Adventurer Despia, and we're already seeing Allure. The Allure build here just opening up way better. Draw 2 into opening to search Tragedy. He's already, taking plenty of life points here, but, it doesn't really matter. He's kind of drawing just basically into ways to fusion and ways to just out the Masquerade and the Dramaturge. So we're going to see him banish Tragedy for Allure. He'll take 6 for the Allure, take 6 for the Tragedy, take 6, take 6, take 6. He also does have Droplet in hand as well alongside Foolish Burial. So he does have an out for the Masquerade. He does have Edge of Chain, which can get him to Poly. So, yeah, I mean, definitely a way to crack the board here. It's very unfortunate that the Despia player opened up as poorly as he did. I think I see Draco back in the opening hand, too, which is, like, the one part of the Adventure Engine you really don't want to see. But, it is what it is. We're seeing him activate Foolish and then Chain Droplet, so I'll take 1,200 for that. Because, yes, you do, like... That's why, like, against Dark Rule against this deck, if they have double Masquerade, you still take 12, because it's not an effect of Masquerade. It's more so like a continuous effect that you have to pay the 600 to even activate a card. It's not like, like activate a card, effect, take 600, right? No, it's continuous. And it can't be like, you can't chain to negate it. But either way, he'll take the last bit of damage there off of the Masquerade after the Droplet, and then Chain will resolve on a new Chain, grabbing Patchwork, grabbing Chain and Poly. Normal summon Aliber, this will go grab Branded Fusion, and it's probably going to be a wrap right here, because, like, the Dramaturge is negated and halved, so it's at 1,500 right now instead of 3k. He has nothing engraved, there's no Aliber engraved to worry about, like, coming out potentially and, like, negating something. Field Spell really is not doing anything on his turn. Masquerade, it does have its graveyard effect, so, like, that could kind of come up here to, like, block damage, but he's probably just going to Mirror Jade banish the Masquerade. So that's not even going to be a thing. Like, he's just going to get rid of it entirely. And, yeah, so resolving Branded Fusion here. I think it was... What did he discard? I think it's Chainlink 1, Lubellion, Chainlink 2 Adlib? Or no, I think it's actually just Lubellion. I think Lubellion is just Chainlink 1. That's it. There's no Chainlink 2. So... yeah, discarding Adlib to go for Mirror Jade. He still has Poly and Chain in hand. And I think Called by the Grave too, which is kind of nice. I think he also discarded Mercurier. Foolish sent the Snow as well. So Snow can banish Mercurier, which gets Albion. And then Albion effect can go ahead and dump a trap or a spell. And then draw a card. So we're going to see him activate Snow right now. Snow's going to go ahead and banish 7. Still don't know why they brought this card back. Since, it's just, like, literally in everybody's graveyard now with Branded Fusion. Also don't know why Artifact Scythe wasn't banned, because Yeah. I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering the same thing. Because there's a lot of like stupid stuff you can do with the scythe now, even with DPE sort of being out of the mix, though not really. And decks can still scythe lock without Anaconda. It's just as simple as having access to Hulk and the Dagda, because you just summon Wonder Magician, pop the scythe, and then Wonder Magician and scythe synchro to Baron, and then you're scythe locked, and you have to play through an Omni Negate. Like banning Anaconda really didn't solve the issue at all. It's just like DPE is just like less prevalent. So yeah, so as expected, we're gonna see Mirror Jade banish the Masquerade, so it can't come out and block damage. We're gonna see the Fairy Tale Snow here actually go ahead and book the Dramaturge. I would say it's like less damage this way, but like there's also a Chimera play here. So we're gonna see him activate Poly, getting rid of the Mirror Jade, the Snow, and the Albion. So he's gonna go ahead and pop one and draw one. So yeah, that's interesting line of play there. And then get in for 33 and 18. I'm just curious if the I don't think Guardian Chimera has to like pop an exact amount of cards in order to draw. I don't think it works that way, but I just want to double check. Guardian Chimera, let's see. If the card is fusion summoned by a spell card or effect, you can draw cards, equal number of cards, use material from the hand, and if you do, destroy cards up to your opponents. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you can still draw even if you don't, like, you draw one even if you don't pop two, essentially. And then end phase, we're going to see him set Brandon Red off the Albion, and yeah, pretty much, yeah, set Call by, set Brandon Red. Like, it's not the greatest end board, but like, it'll do, right? And we're going to see him pass turn there, hand it over to the Adventurer Despia player, start with Prosperity, go ahead and banish 6. Look at top 6, revealing Albert, Imperm, Super Poly, Brandon Fusion, Aliber. Some pretty good reveals right there. Super Poly is just kind of insane. It's like a card that I like actually just hate the most right now in this format too, just because like there almost is like zero play around to it. Like the only play around you could argue is like by not putting any monsters on your field. Like that's like one way you could like kind of play around it, but like the fact that it's just outright you cannot respond is just kind of insane. But in this particular scenario, the Super Poly is nice, but it's not going to do anything really to stop the Brandon in red here. So we're going to see him add back Adlib, and then fusion with Adlib and the Edge of Chain. And then Adlib effect to go ahead and summon out Mirror Jade. Has the Masquerade on field now, so this is going to put his opponent on a clock kind of too. So he's going to take 600 for everything he does. He is going to try to enter the battle phase to try to run over the Masquerade, but of course he could just use Mirror Jade here, but he's not going to. He's just going to let him crash into the Masquerade. Doesn't really matter because you can just get Masquerade back later. So it looks like he will use Masquerade effect to summon itself back. Again, like it doesn't matter. And of course he won't be taking any burn damage because Masquerade is no longer recognized as fusion summon since it was summoned back from the grave. And then we're going to see him activate Dragos, or activate Mirror Jade, chain Dragos to Pelia to negate. Doesn't matter though, because all he really wants out of that is the Albion in the grave for the end phase. Albion effect, go search Branded Fusion and draw another Branded Fusion for turn, and I think he just kind of sees the writing on the wall there, and we're just going to see him admit defeat. Unfortunate that he did not. Oh, I see Celestial too in the deck, so yeah, so must be just be playing Fusion Destiny too, because this is obviously new form. This is actually recorded the same day that the ban list released, which is nice to have locals on the same day. A new ban list comes out, it kind of spices things up. So on to game 2 here. I like to mention a quick shout out though first to Imperium Duelist. They just came out with a brand new deck box. Wind themed attribute. They've done fire, they've done dark, they've done water, and they're doing wind. If you guys want to pick one up, you can do so at the link below, and you can use my discount code WinnerKills10 off to save 10% off your entire order and support the channel in the process. And if you guys are buying anything on TCG Player or the Coldest Water, don't forget to use the affiliate links I have to those sites in the description as well. Anytime you guys shop and check out using those links, a small bit of revenue from your purchase will go right back in the channel and helps out a ton. So getting back into the game, we will see opening for Aliber, and then Branded Fusion dumping Albaz and Hex Sealed, the light Hex Sealed Fusion, I think. Yeah, and that's going to allow him to go for Albion. So he's setting up the Dragoon play here, which I don't really know how I feel about the Dragoon. I don't think it's very good. Like, yeah, it's Dragoon, but like Dragoon's not stopping Super Poly, and it also forces you to lose a card out of your hand. Even though I think that is a Starlight Dragoon, which is kind of a big flex. Love to see it. But, I mean, it just feels like specifically awkward in this hand because he has Super Poly and Droll. Super Poly obviously requires a discard. Dragoon requires a discard, and he only has one card in hand right now. So, like, with this particular hand, it's like one or the other. Also see D-Barrier in the opening hand for our branded Despia player. Kind of interesting to see that in the hand going second. But I guess it makes sense, too, just because, like, I guess going second, like, it can kind of, like, help a bad hand try to play through it, and then, like, kind of stunt them on their next turn, and then on the crackback, you can try to play, I guess. Yeah, but we'll see how this plays out. We're going to see him normal summon Edgem Chain, and he has Snow, DD Crow, Branded Fusion, D-Barrier, Chain. We're going to see him go Battle Phase. Edgem Chain, attack the Albur, Edgem Chain effect. This is going to go ahead and add another Edgem Chain. This is like the effect of Edgem Chain that people forget. I think if it attacks or destroys monster by battle, it can just add another copy of itself, which is nice for just like replacing itself in your hand for extra fusion fodder. We're going to see Droll and Lockbird on Resolution. Which I don't know if like Droll has anything in like the damage step, if we can use Droll in the damage step or not. Your opponent's turn, quick effects, except during the draw phase. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say you can, but maybe you can't. But either way, I don't know how much is gonna matter too much in this turn, to be totally honest. We will see Branded Fusion though get played here on the follow-up, dumping Snow and Albaz for Albion. Albion effect. It's gonna get hit with Imperm. And see what I mean? Like I feel like this Dragoon just could have been Mirror Jade, and then you don't play the Bricken deck, like Hex Sealed, and then you, like, don't have to worry about discarding your Droll. Like, you get the Mirror Jade banish, and you can keep Droll. I guess it's still weird with the Super Poly. Maybe you could just, like, dump Tragedy, too, and Tragedy gets you a card to your hand, so you have a discard for Super Poly. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think Dragoon's worth it, like, at all. Like, if Dragoon, like, some way in some world Dragoon stopped Super Poly, like, then maybe. But, like, I feel like Mirror Jade in most cases is enough because you're getting follow-up, too, off of the Albion, which he would have Brandon in red, too, because he could have used Mirror Jade on his turn and banish his Albur to get end phase Albion to set the Brandon in red. But we will see Mirror Jade banish the Albion, and then Albur effect Engrave. That's going to go ahead and summon out itself and negate Mirror Jade, which is fine because, like, whatever, right? You already got the Albion Engrave. You already banished the Albion, so there goes his follow-up, and you're getting your follow-up, so you're just kind of ahead at this point. And the Super Poly right now that we know is set is absolutely just dead in the water. Like, that's just too many cards to discard. Like, maybe it was, like, in the Allure build I could see it, but, like, I feel like it's not as good in the Allure build. Because, like, it's also Adventure version 2, so, like, we'll just see him pass there. So wasn't able to completely crack the Dragoon board, but, like, I feel like it definitely has an advantage here. Top decking Fateful Adventure. Not the best top deck here. If that was Rite of Aramesir, that would be really strong. But even then, like, you're giving up your one card in hand, so the Dragoon's not live, the Super Poly's not live until, like, a little bit later on, so that, like, makes it a little fragile. So we're just going to see him fuse away the Edgem Chain and the Mirror Jade for a copy of Dragostapelia. And then it's going to be Mirror Jade effect and Edgem Chain effect to go search. Because I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure that Mirror Jade was his fusion summon. It wasn't, like, brought back off an ad-lib or anything. So we're just going to see him go battle phase, attack with Dragoon, attack with Dragostapelia, attack with Albur, dropping it down to 500. End phase, Mirror Jade will resolve, destroying everything except the Dragoon because it can't be destroyed by card effects. And then pass, no cards in hand, nothing set, nothing engraved, just a Dragoon that is not a threat. So we're probably just going to see, you know, this be game here. Probably game. I feel like it definitely can very much be game here. You guys will see an interesting interaction here coming up, like something that could have maybe made it so it wasn't game, but like the opponent's also top decking too, so you put them on just like have like exactly branded fusion. Like I don't even know if top decking and Rite of Air Masir even gets him back into the game. I feel like it has to be exactly branded fusion. Second maybe you know, right, but like that's a bit of a stretch. So we're gonna see him resolve branded fusion, go for Lubellion. Lubellion effect is gonna shuffle back. I believe the Albion and the Fallen of Albaz here probably makes the most sense. So I guess you can keep the Lubellion on field as extra fusion fodder. And then we're gonna see him summon out Mirror Jade. And then he also has Brandon in red in hand 2. But thinking about Brandon red, whatever it summons cannot attack directly, so got to remember that. It's a thing that can be easily forgotten. Like, don't let anybody try to like go battle phase Brandon in red, you know, summon out a Mirror Jade or a Masquerade and poke for 25 direct for game, because that just cannot happen. Same, like that's another thing too, like Brandon opening, a lot of people forget that like the thing that gets summoned off Brandon opening has to be summoned in defense position. So you can't like battle phase Brandon opening for like a Dramaturge for 3k, because that would just be absurd. So we're gonna see him activate Brandon red, add back Tragedy, fusing with the Lubellion and the Dramaturge. Dramaturge effect to summon itself out, going for Masquerade here, and right now has 6k damage on board. He can use the Mirror Jade now to banish the Dragoon, which of course would trigger the Aliber Engrave, but I feel like using Aliber Engrave right now with Masquerade on field is like, I mean, this is also tough too, because he has like DD Crow. Because like if you don't use, because he's gonna take 600 here, just put him to 74, and the DD Crow's the Aliber. Like, I feel like maybe he's just losing either way, even if he doesn't use it, right? Let's say he doesn't use Aliber, there's no reason to Crow there. You have 3k, 3k. That's 7850. That's not game, but then he's so low life that no matter what he draws, like it's just gonna be game anyway. So I don't think it mattered. So we're gonna see Brandon Despia take a 2-0 win over here, over the Adventurer Despia deck. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys want to see more of my content, click on one of the videos popping up on the bottom of the screen right now. And last but not least, a huge shout out goes to our Divine Level channel members, who are Tweeter0226, Pony Stark, Chatalax84, Keith Sidger, Justin Lamb, Master of Isa, and HTH Cyber. Thank you guys so much as always for showing me kind and generous support of the channel.